What's up? What a day. How y'all doing? Ready? A little late today. Where you been, nuthead? All right. These are difficult times. I better play that. I'm going to get a YouTube ticket. Sorry. Here we go.
And now, here's a guy who has never won a congeniality award at any radio station anywhere. I will fight you in the streets. It's the Eric Zane Show podcast with your host, Eric Zane.
Thank you very much, Johnny. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show Patreon bonus podcast. This is a daily expletive-filled rant covering news, nonsense, and my personal shenanigans. As you know, my adventures. Hang on. Been having a dilly of a time with the headphone volume. Hang on. I don't know what's going on here. Frankly, I can't believe I've gotten this far in the show. Hope y'all doing okay. Here we go. The weekend is upon us. This being about 12:30. In fact, I think I'm supposed to meet with Ron and Mean Gene sometime this morning. That is the word on the street. I will do a Not Talking Movies segment with Ron Van Timmeren and Mean Gene. Seemed like a decade ago that I would go and visit them at the TV place, the public access TV, WKTV. And do that podcast with them. Lately, we've been doing it just via the Zoom. Ron's got big news. Ron has very, very big news. Let me just say it. It's big. It is a free Patreon Friday, so welcome to people who are just getting this for the first time. Hope you're doing okay. We've got puppy dogs in here. All right. I got Bruce is crashed out completely. O'Neill is over there somewhere. And you, what are you doing over there, big guy? I'm hoping you're not taking a dump. Come on, come see everybody over here, man. All right. Well, I guess that's how it's going to be. So I'm supposed to be somewhere at 1:00. So I don't know if this is going to be the crazy long Patreon that you've come to expect recently. Hang on. It's getting a little warm in here, so the long sleeve Red Wings gear has to leave. Hang on. All right, let's talk diet bet, because the word on the street is we're getting ready to start another diet bet. The world famous Megan from Irvine's Auto Repair. I don't know how she's been able to fit this into her day, because she has been working so hard for the past month at Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. Okay. But, and I think she is, she's part of the 4% team on the diet bet. As you know, you start with a weigh-in, and then you got to lose 4% of whatever you weigh. Let's say you weigh 100 pounds. 4% of that would be what? 4 pounds, right? I think so. Yeah. So, yeah. I had to lose a total of about 7.5. Weighed 177 starting out the diet bet. I'm down about 12, 13. Feel great. Feel like $1 million freaking dollars. I've been running. I'm going to start a strength program where I'm doing push-ups and pull-ups and working on my core. All stuff that boring Dean would be proud of, who he himself, he eats push-ups for lunch. Would tell you that is a big deal. There he is right there, a boring Dean, who at 12:36 in the afternoon, I wouldn't be surprised if he's already done like 500 push-ups right now on lunch. Dean, if you could tell us, because lunchtime is push-up time, if you've been able to hammer those out, or if you're hammering those out as we do this podcast. No, he's done. He says to me via the live stream text, the chat, that he already has 500 push-ups in the books. That's serious work. I mean, even if you did 10 and then waited like 2 minutes and did 10 more, first of all, that would take a long time to get them all done. I mean, I just wouldn't be able to do it. And I'd be, it's taken Dean a long time to build up to that. But I'm telling you, building muscle mass is absolutely key, because I think right now, at the weight I've lost, I bet you right now I've plateaued. I'm going to need to kick it into high gear in order to get the next diet bet done. And that's why I'm talking about this, because Megan, though she is right now working her fingers to the bone at Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, she has created Diet Bet 2.0. All right. Now, if you do this, I'm telling you, you're going to want to do it again, because we're just finishing up the first one. And that'll be, when we divide up everybody's money who did not get 4%. She writes, lose 4% of your weight in 4 weeks by betting $15, plus you'll split the pot with the other winners. Join Megan in FUPA's 2.0 now, or learn more here. Well, I'm in. All right. I will link it up in the comments of this podcast. I'll link it up in the news section of ericzaneshow.com. She says, how about a new diet bet photo? And it's me when I'm ripped. Oh, my God. That picture was taken probably 2009. I look like I've got AIDS. I got like super short hair. I hated that haircut. I don't know why I wore my hair like that. It's really bad. I look like a soccer coach for ISIS. Seriously, a little too many angles in the face. I look fucked up. You want to see it? I'll show it to you. Look at that. I look like Crypt Keeper. Holy shit, that's bad. Hi, I've got AIDS. I think I look better now, 10 years aged, than that. Yeah? All right. Take a little roll call before I invite a guest in. Kenny is here. Jason from JM Synthetics. Aaron. Patriot Nick. Brad, where you been? What's up, buddy? Megan working her fingers to the bone. Adam, I don't know how to say it. Adam Odam. Send me an email. How do I pronounce that? So he's here. You know who else is here?
Nice boobs, Kyler.
Kyler says, got to go back to work Monday. It's been fun hanging with you fuckers. It's been fun. It's been good that you're here. We love you. You got called back to work? Brett says, yeah, I haven't been here in a while. The Michigan State man, who I don't know who that is, but hey to you. Dean in the house, of course. Amanda M. Dean does 20 sets of 25. Fuck! What a beast. I'm telling you, this guy has turned back the hands of time. I don't know how old he is. I think he's about 50. But it wouldn't surprise. I mean, he looks like he's about 36. Fucker. All right. Anybody else? Dirk is in the house. Oh, I know who Dirk is. Dirk's playing trivia with Dale on Monday. And Shelly is here too. Okay, let's bring in a guest. Not exactly ready, of course. End of the week, whatever.
Eric Zane.
Stu McAllister, where have you been all my life? Oh, my God.
What happened? What's going on?
Nothing. I just like talking to you.
You do? You're the one person.
Yeah, I am.
Yep.
Is it true that you talked about a story about some guy who lost his temper and kicked a chicken like a football?
Yes, I did. He kicked the chicken like a field goal. Yep. That's what I talk about on my podcast.
Well, I'm glad you did. I started to read it, and then I felt really bad for the chicken, so I couldn't do it anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did. I felt because the chicken was badly hurt. You didn't kill it. I thought it for sure he would have killed it.
But is it dead? Is it okay?
I think it is. I think it is okay, Stu. I think I was reading the article that you posted that the guy, he broke like 3 or 4 of the chicken's ribs, which who knew that? Well, I guess we should. It's safe to assume that they would have ribs. I didn't really look at it that way, but of course they have ribs. Okay,
that's amazing.
Now I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say he just got into a fight with his girlfriend, and so instead of taking it out of her, he punted a chicken.
Yeah. Can you imagine that chicken just doing his thing, and then all of a sudden he's flying through the air like some guy kicked him through the uprights?
It's like a bad scene out of like a Rocky movie.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because he would chase the chickens. Rocky would chase the chickens.
Yes, exactly.
That was in a day and an age when it didn't matter what happened to animals in movies. You know that when they were making that scene, Rocky probably fell on 5 to 10 chickens and killed them.
He probably threw one against the wall.
Yes, he got frustrated. Oh, fuck this shit. This is a terrible scene. What was I thinking?
Spent 3 hours chasing this fucking thing. Fuck it.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, very weird, man. It makes you go like, is this people just angry about being cooped up in COVID, or is this guy just pure asshole?
Yeah, I don't know. I think a little bit of, just people do crazy shit all the time when they're mad. I mean, I am no stranger to that. I used to have like weirdo temper tantrums like that. Did you ever do the same thing?
Oh, yeah, this morning.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, okay.
Pretty much it's just me yelling and swearing. And I will just advise everybody, just let me do it. And then it goes away, and then it's all good.
I remember hearing you rage out one time on the LMNO podcast. And I remember it because I remember where I was. I was walking all 4 of my dogs. And so, it was before COVID, and the kids are out playing, and moms are there, and dads are there. It was like on the middle of the day or something on a weekend, and I'm listening to this old episode, and it was the famous Peter Meyer rant.
Yeah, I have anger problems, I think, man. I need to see a therapist or something.
Now, you people need to look up, what you do is you search out Stu. I'll link it, LMNO podcast, and then you just search for the Peter Meyer rant, and it was actually intended to not be for general public consumption. Isn't that right?
I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
I thought because I thought you wanted to put it on Patreon, and then you inadvertently put it on the regular podcast or something like that.
Yeah, I probably did. I'm a moron, Eric. I don't know how I continue to survive.
You were so pissed. Holy shit. It was
little Petey Meyer.
It was I think it was because Meyer had said that it was the drag queen Down syndrome.
Yes.
I forgot what it was called. Drag syndrome.
Yes. Yep.
And he said, he said, fuck no, not in my place. I'm not doing that. And you went nuts on the guy.
Yeah, I have some weird opinions about things, and then I just start yelling.
No, it was spectacular. I mean, I remember it. And that's the key to this racket is people remembering.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're bad or good. It matters if you're memorable, for sure.
All right. So now, what is the status of Stu McAllister with COVID-19? Is there anything that you've had to adapt recently? Any more changes that have taken place in order to keep the Stu McAllister household being a household?
I'm still unemployed. I've had a whole bunch of Zoom interviews. Been told no a whole lot. Another job looks really promising, but they don't offer health insurance. Is that legal? A 40-hour-a-week job, no health insurance?
No.
I didn't think so.
No. You need to Yeah, that's very strange. I've always thought that it was 29 and a half hours. That anything more than that, 29 and 3/4 hours or something like that. And then they have to offer you health insurance. Holy shit.
That's
weird.
what I thought. They offered me a salary, which was low, but I'm like, it's always been social work, so I get it. But then they're like, we don't offer health insurance. I'm like, well, that's a stumbling block right there. So what are you doing to me?
Unless they're hiring you as a contracted employee.
Right, and I've purposely been avoiding all of those things.
Well,
I'm aware, like if you're a contract worker, like all the like Amazon delivery drivers, a lot of them are contract workers, and I'm like, I just zero interest in doing that. So,
shit, man.
Yeah, sucks balls, but what are you gonna do, man? Right?
Stuart, did you hear the story about the mayor of Mississippi in Petal, Petal, Mississippi? He's the only man in the world, who is siding with the guy who murdered the dude in the street. He's the one guy who said, "I'm behind the police. They did it right." Holy fuck! Can you believe?
I don't think you want that guy on your side. A mayor from Mississippi. You clearly know he's got a hood in his closet.
Jesus, it's so bad that the KKK is saying, fuck that guy.
Yeah, pretty much. No, I hadn't heard that. Why would a guy from Mississippi have anything to say about anything?
Holy shit. Yeah.
That cake hole.
Yeah, of all the things, this little town in Mississippi, just a quiet, sleepy place. And he actually said, and I linked it up on my page, I see nothing wrong with that solid police work.
Wow.
I'm like, even Donald Trump said he was disgusted. Of course, he followed it up with a stupid tweet later on in the overnight. But at the same time, if your leader, Donald Trump, is saying that's fucked up, and you say, no, here, let me be the guy. I'm going to be the one who falls on the sword for stupidity. Holy shit.
That's very dumb, man. Donald Trump's tweets are very dumb, but I swear to God, I would love it if he would just tweet out like, that's fucked up. That's all he tweets. That's fucked up.
Why not? He might as well.
Why not at this stage?
I honestly, if Trump really wanted to, because I think he's going to win the election again, but if he really wanted to even win over some people that wouldn't normally vote for him, all he would have to do, because he hasn't done much that is very presidential, that term being used in quotations, if he would tweet out, this deal with George Floyd is fucked. If he said that, he would win over so many people, because there are so few people. Well, there's only one who agrees with the cop, and that's the guy we talked about.
Yeah, it would be amazing. It would be a real head scratcher if Trump came out and did something like that. What is going on here? Someone hacked him?
I was really surprised, because he came out right away, and he came out strong, and he said, I was horrified with what happened to George Floyd. Federally, I want the FBI looking into this and doing everything we can to try to bring this all to justice. And I thought, and I how I feel about him, but at the same time, I was like, well, this is actually a good thing that he's doing. It's a bipartisan thing to say, in my opinion, because who wouldn't be on the side of the dead guy and his family,
Right.
And then so I was like, well, that's great. And then he follows it up by calling the looters thugs, which, I understand that. But then he says, if you're looting, we're shooting, or some shit like that. And I'm like, oh, no,
now's not a time to be Dr. Seuss, Trump. Relax.
There he is. There it is. It's back. Okay, thank God. Now all is right with the world.
Right, exactly. Can you explain to me why the cops haven't been arrested yet?
I do not know why the cops have not been arrested yet, Stu. And I think that's the thing. It's like, what if you or I killed someone, even if there was no video evidence, they would at first arrest us and then sort it out as we're sitting in jail,
Yeah.
And I think that's another perfect example of how poorly this has been handled. And then all these people who are rioting are like, well, fuck it. If we can't get any action done, we're going to go and wreck all your shit. And then maybe you'll be able to hear us.
Right.
So.
Right. And I 100% agree with it. I've had a lot of people on my Facebook timeline like, what's the point of these people looting? And it's always white people asking.
Right.
And
right.
I'm like, I am not participating in this at all. This is out of my range. I am not going to comment on this one way or the other.
One of the listeners, Stu, I didn't mean to interrupt, says they haven't been arrested because they need a cause of death. And I thought to myself, well, yeah, that's the dumbest thing I've heard. I think let's start with knee.
The cause of death?
I don't think he had acid reflux.
Hangnail.
Pretty sure the cause of death is a white cop.
Pretty much. There we go. That's all we needed. Let's put it right there on the fucking certificate of death.
Sorry, I interrupted you. What were you saying? Start over.
No, I pretty much was just saying that's all you need to have, man. It's just white cop. There you go. Just stamp it right there.
All right. What's the status on podcasting? I know your Patreon is how many times a week now? 3 times a week?
No, I do it every day. I do the freebies Monday and Thursday, and the Patreon every other day. So it's been chugging along. I haven't done today's yet.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
That's great.
What else am I doing, Eric?
No, dude, that's terrific. I say when in doubt with no time, more podcasting. That's what you need.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it.
You know how you give out T-shirts? I'm giving out T-shirts too, Eric.
That's the word. I saw that you had posted that you have T-shirts available. So how do you go about doing it when they sign up for Patreon? You giving out a T-shirt?
Yeah, Patreon subscribers get a free T-shirt. They're
I love
part
that.
of the 6-member mafia.
I love that. 6-member mafia is the way to go. What does it say on the T-shirt? 6-member mafia?
Yeah, it's it's got a hand. It's got 2 hands, one with all 5 fingers, one with 1 finger, and then it just says Member Mafia Elemental Podcast.
All right. All right.
It's pretty nice. It's a shirt. It's free. It's for free.
I've had several other people that are in the news as potentially being obviously the cop wins it this week, but I've had several other people I thought could win the top honors in regards to this show. I know you do a similar thing, but I think we've got some really, really good contenders. Okay. Let's see. I had did you hear about the YouTubers who
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me get this straight. Build a YouTube channel by adopting a kid from China, document your quote unquote millennial journey.
Yep.
Make millions, punt the kid like a chicken when you make your millions because parenting is hard.
Yeah, you got it. You nailed it.
All right, I think they are a early nomination. Central Park Karen has to be in there.
Oh yeah. She's a piece of work.
The Mississippi mayor we talked about, and I added Trump for the late entry for the dumbass tweet about looting and shooting and hop on pop.
Right.
So those are the nominees. I had somebody reach out. Kenny reached out and said that the parents, the ones who said, we want this little Chinese kid, and then gave him away. I think that's fair. I think that's a good choice. What do you think?
Yeah, for me, that would be the one because you're dealing with an innocent child who's done nothing other than be themselves. And you're in this home. I think he was there for 2 years, right?
Three is enough to have a mommy and a daddy to know who is mommy and dad. Can you? Because I can remember when I was 4. I can remember a few images of that. And now, how'd you like to look back and say, hey, whatever happened to those 2 rich fucks that whined all the time? Oh yeah. Oh no, they gave me away. I mean, that's really, really bad.
Where's the camera that I should be smiling at? Why isn't there a camera everywhere?
I can only hope that any of because they had 700 subscribers on YouTube, Stu, and I can only hope that they all just quit. I mean, what point is there to watch these pieces of shit anymore? You know.
Anymore? Well, I don't quite understand why you would have been following them in the first place, to be honest. I mean, so many of these YouTubers are just pretty empty and vapid, and there's nothing there. It's, like you said, it's a money grab.
Well, if you think about it, though, I mean, I can actually see if there is some story arc of, oh my God, we have this child, and boy, this we adopted the kid from China. That's interesting, and this is him acclimating to life. It's like a reality show. It's no different than that, really. And if the people are likable, I absolutely can understand that is content that can be shared and consumed. I mean, that's a day and age that we live in. So I don't fault anybody doing that. But at the end of the day, I mean, where do you go from here? Punt kid like chicken. I mean, what are you going to do now? Go stab a paraplegic? Or, I mean, fuck.
How do you think they address it on the show?
They actually talked about how the whole thing, and they cried a lot, and it was stupid and shitty. But at this point, you can't really continue. You should probably just kill yourselves at this point.
I don't know if they should do that, but apologies, donate money to foster care agencies.
Yeah.
What was it? He had autism? Was that the story?
Sure. Yeah, he was on the autism spectrum, and aren't we all? I mean,
I know I am.
and this poor kid, he's probably doing what 4-year-old kid does raising hell and being a pain in the hell. Any kids that aren't diagnosed on the autism spectrum are all fucking crazy. And but as parents, we know what we're getting into going into the whole fucking thing. And there are times when it sucks tons of dick. But at the end of the day, you're raising a person. And there's a connection and a bond. I think these two should fucking die, if you want to know the truth.
I love how you're very honest about parenting. Sometimes it just sucks dick.
Oh, it does. It's the worst. But, you forget all those terrible moments, and then you laugh about them when the kids get older. I mean,
right.
Every parent can write a book. If they just put their mind to it about, those stories,
Those are the best ones, best stories.
Absolutely. The time I caught Jim with pot, the time that I found out I'm going to be a grandpa, the time that Jackie walked in when Dinah and I were having sex. These are all big hitters. You can write page after page of shit. Oh,
right. I love it, man. Tell me when you're putting it out.
Not a bad idea, Stu McAllister. All right.
You should do it.
Well, all right. I'm going to cut you loose. I appreciate you always contributing. You're a good man. I'll encourage everybody to check out your podcast 5 days a week, 3 days a week free. Or is it 2 days a week free, 3 days a week Patreon?
4 days a week Patreon.
Fuck, I did it again wrong.
Oh, it's all good, man.
All right.
5. I did it wrong. It's 5 days.
It's 5.
A week Patreon.
Wait a minute. So you do 2 days free, 5 days Patreon?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking A, man. Well done.
Yeah.
That's not easy. Good job.
I tried, man.
All right, fuck off.
All right, brother. We'll see you later.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.
Stu McAllister, fuck yes. How about him? Great guy. Love him. Love him. I think a war broke out on the podcast. There's like a back and forth between people about freaking George. I always screw up his name. George Floyd. It's really weird because there was a guitarist. I think he was with Dokken back in the day. And let's see. Yeah, his name is George Lynch. Okay. And on yesterday's free podcast, for some reason, where I was supposed to write George Floyd, the deceased, I wrote my opinion on George Lynch. Now, not only is that not right, and I did correct it, but the word Lynch, fucking A, and I was like, oh, fuck, shit, fucking go online, change it, fix it, stupid. Oh, God. All right, I got to keep it short and sweet because I'm supposed to get on with the Ron and Mean Gene. I love you, folks. I apologize for the short one today, but I'm gonna wrap it there. Okay, that's gonna be it. I appreciate you as always. Keep me in your thoughts with email eric@ericzaneshow.com. Sorry that O'Neill didn't come in here. He's back over there being a pain in the ass. Brucey boy is here. He even turned around and got bored and turned his back to me. Thanks, folks. I appreciate you. Till next time, the Eric Zane Show podcast lives on for another day. Fear Bunker Trivia tonight. I will talk to those of you that are in on it, and we'll have a good time with that. Thanks, folks. Bye-bye.